What's more important, C rates, peak solar, how much battery capacity you use every day, and how quickly you get it charged back up? Which of those is the most important and why I ignore C rates? But let's start with what a C rate is, because it's a question I get asked a lot. What if I charge at this C rate, or shouldn't you charge at that C rate? So let's talk about what a C rate is, because it's not that complicated, but I think it causes people to have analysis paralysis entirely too often. A C rate is only the charge rate or discharge rate of your battery. 1C means that if you have a 100 amp hour battery and you discharge that battery in 1 hour, that's 1C of discharge. If you charge that battery in 1 hour, it's 1C of charge. That's it. It's not really complicated. 2C would be discharging or charging that battery in half the time. If you have a 100 amp hour battery and you could charge it at 200 amps, that would be 2C. Charging it at 50 amps, which is half of the 100, would be 0.5C. That's it. It's not real complicated. When somebody uses C rates, doesn't mean they're smarter than you, or they're an engineer, or they're just, on another plane. It just means that it's a fancy way of saying how fast you can charge or discharge a battery. Common sense tells us we can do things without worrying about C rates. And here's how we do that. Number one, I always say that you should target 4 hours to get your battery bank charged back up, and that you can expect 4 hours of peak sun. So if you can get 4 hours of peak sun, you should be able to get your battery bank charged up in 4 hours. And if you're actually using your entire battery bank over that period of time, well, that's basically a C rate of 0.25. If you have a 10,000 watt hour battery or battery bank and you charge it up in 4 hours, that's 0.25C. Manufacturers give you the maximum charge rate. Usually on a 100 amp hour battery, it's usually 100 amp. That's also usually its maximum discharge rate, though sometimes the better quality of the battery, the more likely that it can discharge at, say, 2C or 200 amps for 30 seconds or something like that, or maybe even quite a bit more for 10 seconds or something. That's it. But here's the thing that I want you to think about. So set aside all that C rate engineering talk and analysis paralysis that you don't need. Here's what you need to think about. Number one, you should build your battery bank for 3 to 5 days of autonomy. That means that you should have 3 to 5 days worth of battery reserve in your battery bank to run your house, your cabin, whatever, without good solar production. I mean, the sun's going to come up every day. We always say without sun, but obviously the sun's going to come up. But if it's cloudy and it's rainy and all that good stuff, and you're not getting good solar charging or hardly any at all, you should be able to run your home for 3 to 5 days. That's the plan. Always target that. Now, if you live where I do, which is in the high desert, and we probably get 2/3 of the year that's sunny or more, well, then you probably can get away with 3 days. If you live over on the wet side, that's what we call the coast, well, you probably want 5. Could you do 1? Yes. But that's kind of silly, because that actually causes a degradation of your battery faster than if you don't use that much. And here's the thing. So everybody talks about C rates and how, well, yeah, but if you use too high a C rate to charge or discharge your batteries, it's going to degrade the battery. Well, yeah, but draining a battery 100% over and over and over again also degrades the battery. Manufacturers will tell you that if you only use 40% of the battery every day or 30% of the battery every day, that you can get 20,000 life cycles versus 4,000 at 100% every day, right? 100% depth of discharge, you get 4,000 cycles, but at 20 or 30 or 40%, you can get 20,000 or more cycles. So that's number one. Plan your battery bank so that it can last 3 to 5 days without good solar production. That means that on a general average day, you're only going to use approximately 1/3 of your battery bank overnight from sundown to sunup at the absolute most, which means that you only have to charge up that 1/3 to get back to 100%. And if you can charge up your entire battery bank in 4 hours, that means that your solar array has 25% of the capacity of your battery bank in terms of its charging power, meaning at a rate of 0.25, your battery bank will be charged back up. So in 4 hours, right, 25 times 4 equals 100%, 4 hours, your battery bank is fully charged. And I've often said that, plan for 4 hours. If you watched my last video on multiple charge controllers, then you notice that I leaned in and I said, I prefer 2 to 3 hours to get my batteries charged back up. Because I'm only using about 1/3 of my total battery capacity overnight. I could charge the entire battery bank up in 4 hours, but since I don't use the entire battery bank, I can easily get it charged up in 2 to 3 hours, actually less. That's 2 to 3 hours of not peak solar. By 10:39 a.m. this Sunday, my batteries were at 29.1 volts, fully charged. My Outback FlexMax 80 charge controller shut down and went to sleep, and the Bateria charge controller I had was still sending about 125 watts, or allowing everything to draw that, which, by the way, happens to be how much my inverter draws. So it was running off solar. That's it, folks. C rates aren't that complicated. Don't get analysis paralysis. Number one, don't build your battery bank so that you drain it 100% overnight. That's number one. Build your battery bank so that it would take you 3 to 5 days to completely drain it. Number two, design your solar array or arrays to get that battery bank charged up from 0 state of charge to 100% state of charge within 4 hours. So if you have 10,000 watt hours of battery bank, you should have 2,500 watts of solar. It's a simple rule of thumb. And you can have 2 charge controllers or 3 charge controllers to do that because you're only at a 0.25 C rate. In other words, you're nowhere near pushing the system. You're not going to heat it up because you're trying to belt so much power into that system that it's going to ruin it eventually. It's really that simple. One last comment. If you're trying to combine batteries of different amp hour ratings, you can do that. If they're in parallel, it's fine. You can do that. I don't personally recommend it. I don't even recommend adding power stations to battery banks, even though I show you how to do it, because I personally think you're far better off building a do-it-yourself system with a whole bunch of batteries, or as many batteries as you need, that are the same, preferably manufacturer, as well as voltage and amp hour rating, and then that you put charge controller or controllers and solar arrays in to charge those batteries up and get them charged up within 4 hours and run an inverter or inverter charger. But that's it. That would be my recommendation. But if you have to take a power station and expand it by paralleling it to some other batteries, the way I have shown you that you can do, don't sweat that C rate of anything. Look at the total capacity of the battery bank, what time it takes you to get it charged back up, and realize that if you can set your solar arrays to get it charged up within 4 hours and you do not drain that entire system every night, by the time the morning comes around, then you don't have to charge the whole system back up. If you're only using about 25% of the total capacity, well, then your 25% of your capacity in solar array is going to get it charged up very quickly and easily, and you're not going to be trying to hammer any power station or any batteries with way too much solar. That's it. Super simple. So I hope that helped somebody out. If it did, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. And thank you very much for watching. And thank you to all my members. You guys rock. I'm going to drop another video right over here for you to check out. Thanks for watching, folks. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.